Jess, this case involved a man who tapped then Vice President Dick Cheney on the shoulder and insulted him. Tell us more.
Well, this was a case that arose when then Vice President Cheney visited a shopping mall in Colorado, and a man there in the shopping mall saw him, wanted to give the Vice President a piece of his mind, and when he did tap him on the shoulder. The key issue here, though, is that the Secret Service, which was protecting the Vice President, then went over to question him about it and arrested the man. The man then sued the Secret Service and the Secret Service agents, alleging that it was a retaliatory arrest. It wasn't because he had actually harmed the Vice President or threatened him. Rather, it was to punish him for his views opposed to the Iraq war policy that the Vice President was identifying. So this case was about whether that man Mr. Howards had the right to sue the Secret Service agents for violating his First Amendment rights.
And the answer on the case was what, Jess?
Well, I don't know, because it was an argument today. The decision will come in a matter of months. However, the justices from the questions seemed inclined to let this lawsuit fall by the wayside. There was a lot of sympathy for the argument of the government and for the Secret Service agent that allowing lawsuits of this type would force them to always second guess why they were questioning someone, that they would fear being challenged when they arrested someone for having done so in order to intimidate them or punish them for expressing their opinion. The Chief Justice said, if we side with you to Mr. Howard's attorney, then why wouldn't everyone just put a bumper sticker on their car saying, "I hate the police," and then they could always sue the police for retaliation whenever they were pulled over for running a red light. So the court seemed disinclined to let a lawsuit of this type go forward.
I mean, that example, I don't, maybe I'm missing something here. That seems like a bit of a stretch to me, but I mean, this was a specific example of him tapping the Vice President and saying, whatever he said, which was insulting.
Yes, but it seems like an issue of personal security for
the Vice President.
For the Vice President and other people.
Well, right. I mean, what happened here is that the man went over and saw Mr. Cheney and apparently tapped him on the shoulder and said, "I think your policies are disgusting," and walked away. And then the Secret Service went over to him later and found him in the shopping mall, and they asked him if he had touched the Vice President. He incorrectly told them that he had not, and the basis for the arrest was giving a false statement to a federal officer. So that was what he was arrested for. Later on, became a state charge of harassment, and eventually it was cleared up. But the point being that the Mr. Howards contended that the real reason that the Secret Service came after him was to retaliate against his comments to the Vice President, not because he really had done something wrong.
Jess, what are the other sides saying? What are the non-government side saying?
Well, their view is that law enforcement should not be able to use its great powers to punish points of view it disagrees with. I mean, they don't think that there should be a license for Secret Service agents or police or whoever to essentially pick any crime out of the book. I mean, jaywalking, litter, dropping a gum wrap or whatever, and be able to throw that kind of charge against someone as a pretext when it's really when they really simply want to punish them or retaliate them for expressing unpopular views, that political demonstrators, that sort of thing.